So guys, we were talking about control keywords in Python. There are two control keywords are there, a continue and a break. Let's go for understand one after one. So let's try to understand the continue. Okay. Okay. Let's go for understanding the continue keyword. Okay. So what exactly the continue is doing? For example, you have to do some task some multiple times. Okay. While iteration, while iteration time well iteration of one particular task. Okay, that means iteration means what? Repeating one particular task. Okay, by the time what we will do, you can skip we can skip we can skip current iteration and continue the next one automatically. Continue the next one. Clear? Next iteration. Next iteration. So which means I just give some examples here. So you have some container, a list, whatever it is. It may have some elements. Okay, 90, for example, 45 and 78. Okay, and some float we have it, some float number we have it, and for example some complex number also you have it. Okay, see this time some string or else some elements, for example 100. So here I have a list. It may have the some kind of group of elements. Here my question is, okay, access the only integers from list. So you would like to go for accessing only integers from the list. So if you're getting the non-integer data, then you just need to skip this particular number. Okay, go for the next one. And if it is also not the integer, then we can skip this one. We can go for this one actually. So here we would like to go for accessing only integer from the list, and some of the data types or some of the elements are different data type. It may not be integer, right? Okay, so that kind of situations we have to skip that particular number and we need to go for the next one. So that situation we can use the continue keyword. Okay, so when we are using these control keywords, make sure that it should be available inside of the conditional keywords. Okay, like if and else, something like this. So let's take its number. It is my list. Okay, and access the integers from the list, right? I can use the for loop or I can use the while. It's up to your choice. Okay, for ele in list. So if I'm not using the continue, simply you would like to go for checking with if is instance is the method. It will help you to check the number whether it is integer or not. If it is an integer, then what you should do? Then you would like to go for print the number. Okay, so here we are getting output or not. Instant to arguments must be given the so careful observe here. So here 90, 45, 78, 49.34, 4 plus 5 is 100, right? But this is the for loop which is not skipping any iteration because of I'm not using any kind of control keyword. Okay. Now my intention is same program I can do with help of the continue just to understanding the continue. Okay. Is instance. So you just apply the not. Okay. If it is the if it is the okay non integer, then I have to continue. Then I have to continue. Continue means it can skip the execution of the statements here. When the continue statement has been executed, when the continue keyword has been executed, then what happens here? Whatever the statements we have after that one, it simply skip and it will be go for the next one. Okay. So this is the eighth statement can be executed if and only if this is the condition has been a false. If it is the true, then the continue has been executed. Once the continue has been executed, it never go for executing the rest of the things. Whatever you can write inside of the for loop, it won't executes. Okay. Whether you want to repeat the for loop or not, it depends upon whether you want to be do that particular task. It depends upon the condition. Once the condition has been true, then whatever the statements we have it after the continue, it won't execute. So here also we are getting the same result, right? See here what happens with the 90. So so 90, so 90 is integer, so that is integer. Yes. So if it is the integer, it can be returns the true. So not of true in the sense it can be returns the entire thing, it can be returns the false. Once the false is executed, then if won't be do the service of what we have inside of if. Okay. So that it will go for the out of the if, and after the if what statement we have it, it can be executed. So it is printing the 90. So next element is 45. 45 also it's an integer. So if condition was false, and next it is not executing the continue. For next element is 78. So this is the way it will be go for the 45.34. So 45.34 is the floater. So this can be written as the false. When you're applying the not, it can be written as the true. Once if condition is true, then what statement we have it, it can be executed, which is the continue. Once the continue is executed, what statements we have after the continue, so it won't execute it. So that eighth statement which is not printing the element. Okay. So float value which is not printing, meanwhile complex also it's not printing, and which is printing again 100. So this is the way we can skip the some portion of data, some portion of iterations also with help of the continue. Clear?
So I guess so when the condition is true, um, then it skips the print element, right?
It's skipping the not if once the continue is executed, it won't, so whatever the here I mentioned only single statement, but you may have the thousand statements, right? Even
Okay,
the thousand statements also it won't execute.
got you.
Clear?
Okay,
It's not on different else actually. So basically if is executed after that one, what statements we have it after the if also it has been executed, right? But this is the statement it is not executed. The only reason is that it was stops the iteration that moment only. So note this example. Done. Now we can go ahead with one more program. Write a program, access the only even numbers. Even numbers from this list. First of all, if you want to check whether it is even or not, first this is the condition has been satisfied, right? Okay, if is instance, it's the not the integer. Okay, if number is not the integer, or else if this is the statement is been the first if it is not executed, which means that it is integer only, right? If the number is integer, then what I can do, percentile of 2 not not equal to 0, then it's odd number, right? If it is odd number, then I can use one more continue. So here I used the two continue in the two different things. Same thing we can write. We can apply the and keyword also. Okay, instead of writing the two if keywords, okay, if a number is instance, if it is the if it is the not integer, okay, if it is the integer, for example, if it is the integer, it can be returns the false. If it is the not integer, it can be returns the false. Okay, for example, if it is integer, um, we can use or. Okay, so for example, let's execute this one. What happens here? This, which we are going to be printing only even numbers. So what exactly you understood from this one? So here the number is either non-integer, or if it is integer, for example, if it is the non-integer, that's if it is in integer, that's okay. Okay, or else if it is the number is the even number, if it odd number, in these two cases I don't want to do, I don't want to print actually. So that's the reason continue has been executed. So here the 90, so 90 is, it's not the, it's an integer, so this is the thing was returns the false, right? This entire thing, it was returns the false. Okay, this is integer only, so that it was returns the false, and so it was going for this one. Okay, so else percentile of so now what exactly I'm skipping, if the number is the non-integer and if number is the odd number, the two situation I don't want to do anything. So here the number is 90. Okay, it's not the, it's an integer type, so this is the condition was false. Okay, and second one is, it's 90 is integer type, so that it was returns the false. And so 90 is the even or odd? 90 is the odd, sorry, 90 is the even, so this is also returns the false. If both cases are false, the entire thing, it can be returns the false or not. Once it is returns the false, then continue, it won't execute it. That means the number, it is an integer and it was even number, so that's the reason we are getting the 90 over here. Okay, when it comes to here 45, so 45 is the integer type, so that this is the first condition has been false, and it will be go for the second option. The second option is odd number. If it is odd number, if it is odd number, then I can continue. So if the element from the list, either either it is non-integer, either it is the odd number, then I don't want to print that one, I have to go for the next one. That particular situation, I would like to go for the continue. Once the continue is executed, what statement we have it, it won't execute it after the continue. Clear, right? So this is the way the continue we can use it to just skip some present iteration and go for the next one, then we can use the continue. I hope you clear, and you just take this example. Now we are going to be understanding the one more keyword, which is a break keyword. it not just stopping the one iteration, it simply stops the or breaks the or terminate the loop. If you want to terminate the loop, then we would like to go for break. Same program we can use it. Okay. Access even numbers from list. Once if you get once if once you get other integer, other data, okay, other data, then what we can do? Stop the loop. Stop the loop. So here 90 is the odd even number, so which is the integer type only. So, so this condition is false and this condition is also false, so that break is not executed. Okay, so here the 45 this condition is false and I'm using the R, and so this is the condition is true. Once any one of the condition is true, R will be returns the true, so that break is executed. Once the break is executed, even we have some numbers, even numbers are there, it won't go for accessing, it was simply stops the your loop. That particular situation else is also won't executes. Okay, if and only if all iterations are done, then only else will executes. Loop success. Okay, so here else is not executed because of in the middle of it only the loop was terminated. For example, we have a number something like this, and 66, 34, and all numbers are integers only, and moreover all numbers are even numbers. This particular situation, all elements, which is the this is the for loop is repeated for all elements. Okay, so that's the reason else is executed, but this case else is also not executed because of in one particular reason, which is not the odd number, and which is not the integer, and which is not the even number. So that's the reason we are stopping this loop. Okay, so that else is also not executed. But here the list which is just containing only even numbers, so that all the elements it has been serviced, so in a 0 times the break has been executed, so that else is also executed. Clear? So this is the importance of the break keyword and continue keyword. Any questions? Any questions?
No.
All right. So I hope all control statements is done. You just take this example. So whenever you want to stop the loop, even some iterations are left. So if you want to stop the entire loop, then we can use the break. Instead of terminating the loop, you just need to skip one particular iteration. Then we can go for the continue. That is a small difference between the continue and break. Done, right? So here I would like to um, Okay. So here, if you want to practice Python more, examples more, then here we have hacker rank. So you just need to register with hacker, okay, your Gmail with your hacker rank, whatever it is. You can create hacker rank account and you just log in as a developer. So we can use any one of the mail here, and let me consider I can go through my mail. This is the way we just log in, and once we are login, then not now. So okay, so here if you want to be certified or competition, if you want to participate the competitions, or if you want to prepare Python, so here we have a problem solving basics and basic and advanced, everything is there. For example, you would like to go for Python, right? So just click on the Python. If we click on the Python, here we are getting the lot of questions. Okay, solve challenges. Here we have unsolved question. You want to look only unsolved questions, and the skills will be like, Python solving basics or Python basics, Python intermediate, and Python advanced, everything. And in case of easy and medium and hard, everything you want to be look for it. And what are the subdomains? As of now, we know the introduction, okay, and strings, and sets, maths, and iterfolds, and built-in built-in functions. Like, so if we select this options, whatever you know from the Python, so you just select those things and you will be getting this many questions, and we just need to click on any one of it and we can try to be solve that particular question. Okay, so compress the string, no idea, minimum, merge the tools, check strict superset, set subset. You know that these functions, set function, these are all set functions. Okay, find a string, mutations, swap case, tuple, finding the percentage, for example, nested list. You just click on this one, nested list. Okay, so here you have a question, given the name and the grades of each student in a class. Okay, there are n students are there. Okay, store them in a nested list and print the names of any student having the second lowest grade. Okay, so here we are holding the data in a list wise. So one is the name of the student and grade, right? So if there are multiple statements with the student lowest grade, in order to the name alphabetically and print the names in a view. Okay, so here we have a data something like this, and so the order list of the score is 20 and 50, and this is the 20 and this is the 50 and this is the 50, right? And so that the second lowest score is second first lowest score is 20 and second lowest score is 50, right? And there are two students with the second lowest score, and which is alpha and beta, and you would like to go for accessing these names in a ascending format alphabetically, right? First will be the alpha and second one is the beta. So this is the question, this kind of questions, if you want to solve it, then we should go for using the this kind of data only. So range of input, so here we are going to be entering the um some number of elements. Okay, so for example 10 students I want to be store it, so their name and score we are storing, and I would like to store these names into records. Okay, record is my records is my empty list. Records is my empty list. So this is the records which is holding the name and score as one group. So that records dot append Okay, so we are giving the name and the score. Okay, so this is the way we are storing the records. Now my question is what? I want to find the scores. Scores, right? I want to find the scores. And from that scores, you know, from the score, we need to find the second lowest. So just given the names and grade of each student having second lowest is, if any students having the second lowest grade, so you just need to print only second lowest grades only. Okay, the corresponding names what we have, that we should print it. Okay, so now I would like to so the for loop is done. So this is the for loop. It will help you to just take the recordings. Okay, this for loop, it was help you to take the students and students names and scores. Okay, so here I want to find the second lowest score. So here the scores is my list variable. Okay, it's my empty list, and this is the list which is holding the for score in scores. So you would like to go for accessing the each and every scores from the scores, and you would like to be, oh sorry, so record, we are going to be accessing the each and every record from the records. Okay, so from the records we are going to be accessing the each and every record, and we are going to be appending the scores, append, and what we are going to be appending in a record, second element we are going to be appending. Okay, second record. What is the second record here? What is the second record? So second record means, so record of 1. So 0 is the name and 1 is the score, right? So this is the way we are accessing the record. Now what I can do, I can sort it. So I just use the set, and I just make it this data into the ascending order, right? So reverse or whatever the scores I have it, the scores I can sort. When I sorted, it was sorting in ascending to descending, sorry, descending to ascending, right? So from this one, the second index, is, I have to find the lowest square, lowest score. What is the lowest square here? Tell me, what is the lowest score? The lowest score is from the scores, second element. Zero element is the 20, and first element is zero element is the 20, and one element is the 50. So this is the reason I am taking the second lowest score. So we can take it second lowest square. So you have a data is second lowest square, right? Now again I can use the for loop, and we're accessing the each and every record, and this time I have to store the names variable, records, record in records. Okay, but this time I have to store only the names who having the second score data, or second score names, second lowest square names. So if my condition is what? If the second lowest square, which is equal to the which is equal to the, okay, record of 1. If it is the thing, then what I should do, I would like to hold the name. The names is the list which is holding that particular name of it. So what is the name of it? So record of the 0 element is the name, right? This is the way we are accessing the names. Now the names I can sort it. Names I can sort. Once I sorted, then it was in ascending format. After that one, you just print the names. So this is the code of it. So you just run it. So wrong answer. Mm, so first is the, okay, sorry. Actually, name, first is the name. Your input is 5, okay. Hari and 39. So you're printing only Harish and, okay. Tina is the, Hari is also same, and Berry is also same. But here giving the same elements. Mhm. We're accessing the scores, but here this data we are accessing. See, so Berry and Harry, right? Harry, right? So now is it fine? So now what we are doing? See, first you should need to read this particular question, okay? And if the question, if you understood, go for the sample input and the corresponding output, okay? After that one, you have to find the, so we have to solve this particular question programmatically. I hope you clear or not. So the question is little larger and you have to be practice in such a way only. So every time don't won't give a single line questions, okay? So we have to read this particular questions. The question is given names and grades of each student. There are n students are there. Some code they are given, right? So here we have some range of elements. So this is my number of students in the class, and for each and every iteration we are taking the name and the student score also they consider, and the name and the scores I stored into one particular records variable. Now from this one I have to find the only scores actually. So from this particular scores, and so I can sort it, then I find the second lowest score. The second lowest score, which is the records are satisfied, that particular names I'm accessing and holding into one particular names list, and the names list also I sorted. After that one I'm printing that particular names, okay? So I have to read this entire question. I read this particular entire question, and based upon the question I implemented this particular logic. Clear? And you just submit this one. If all test cases are passed, then which means that, okay, your code is correct. And there are 10 test cases are there. Out of that one, 2 test cases are failed. So you would like to go for unlock. So here problem is it's wrong answer. It's a 5 and Berry. So what's the issue here? Expected output is Berry and Berry and Harsh. But what output we are getting? This is expected output. Compile wrong answer. So it was find wrong answer. There is some issue is there. So we have to pass all test cases. Shaheen. So minus 50, minus 50, minus 50, 50 is a Shaheen. So which means there could be a problem is The problem is here that the name is okay. It's for float, converted float. So records accessing the name and everything. You're accessing the name and score. This is the float and this is the name. So now what I can do, maybe I can use a strip. Okay, I can use the strip. Sometime, you know what, maybe they're given a spaces for us. So again, one more, two test cases are failed, that is 2 and 3. I mean, the logic is correct, but when you're solving this kind of puzzles, so maybe you're facing some this kind of test cases issues, okay, and you can try to be solve it. I mean, you can, what is the error, why we are getting this error, okay, and they won't given us much information, but think about it. This is 20, this is also 20, this is 19, 19, this is 21. So here we should get this is the value only, but why we are getting, why we are not getting? You just think yourself and implement yourself, okay. So here all test cases are for only two test cases are fails, and you just need to think about it, and based upon this particular questions we need to implement this logic, and you just look this why this test cases are fail, and we have to satisfy the all the test cases, then only your code can be submitted, then only you will be getting the score, otherwise you won't get it, okay. So this is the way we can go for the hacker rank, and please solve the each and every question.
Also have a chance to see the answer.
Sorry.
So if they also answer, we can see if it's wrong.
Yeah, but here expected output they are mentioning, but they are not mentioning any kind of information like why we are getting this error. They are not mentioned it. Okay, and it was a test case or hided. Okay, mm, so we need to think ourselves. It's a compiler message. Maybe some issue is there, the coding wise. We have to think about it. Okay. Input is strip. I used the strip, and float also we used. And the name, we hold the names. Okay, so name has been changed. Just case 2 and 3 is failed. For this one, debugging is the concept. Okay, so what I should do, I have to print the names. I have to take it this code, and I have to go to your file, program. So if the test case is failed, then you need to debug in a line by line. So here, which test case is failed, then you can take that input. 4, right? Okay, just 1 second, I can stop this one. Okay. Hello, guys. Can you please take the screenshot of this one, and or else I can copy this one. Okay, 20 is done. Peria, and this is 20. And Varun, and 19. Kokun, Kokunomine, Kokunomine, 90. And Vikas, right? Five. Hari, Harsh, 20. Peria, 20. Varun, 19. Kokuna, 9. 19. Vikas, 21. What it is printing? It was printing the 1919. It was considering the 1919. So 19, 20, 21, right? So it was printing these two things, Varun and Kokun. Why? Second highest is so problem is print scores. So after sorting also we can print the scores. Okay, now we can run and 5 hours 20 area 20 around 19 Kokunamai 19 because 21. So so this is a problem. Okay. Okay, so now the problem I found it. So whatever the scores we have it, the scores we need to convert into the set. So duplicate elements can be removed, boys. Duplicate elements can be removed. Okay, scores. Then after scores, it could be list format. Again, I can converting into the list. So once it is the list, then I can sort it. Now this is the program I can copy. So here the issue is you find this is good only. So before this one, we need to do two things. Scores you need to be converted into the set because of duplicate numbers are there, right? So scores, and so we need to convert the scores again list. So when you are converting into the set, then duplicate elements can be removed. Once if it is the duplicate elements are removed, then we have only non-duplicate elements. That non-duplicate from the non-duplicate elements we are finding the later second highest one. Okay, now we can run and we can submit the code. Now it can be fetch the all the score. Okay, see, the previous code and this code is the same, but the issue is what? Issue is what? Guys, are you following or not? Is it ideally here? Sunny, did you got my point here? What happens here?
You have not converted that scores into list.
So why we should converting into the scores into the set and list? The reason is that here scores will be the highest scores, right? You have to go for find the second highest score. Maybe lowest scores only maybe comes more than say for example the lowest score it may be more than 3 or 4 students may come, right? For example, there is a class and which is having the 100 students. Score lowest score people only one guy is there, then your program can be correct. Okay, unfortunately your lowest score also got maybe more than 2 guys, then that particular situation the lowest second lowest score also it was been your lowest score only. So that is the issue that I converting into the set, so that it was removes the all the duplicate elements. It was converted the all the duplicate, it removes the all the duplicate elements that I was converting into the list. Then you're finding you're sorting that one from the sort we found the second lowest one. Okay, so that your program has been correct. So this kind of logics, guys, when these kind of websites, if they are providing the questions, they won't give you direct questions. This kind of logics will be there. So if and only if you're practicing more number of questions, then you will be getting the more logical things. Okay, clear, right? I hope you're clear, and we'll catch up tomorrow for continuation of I mean, not tomorrow. From Monday, we will catch up, and with the 2 sessions. One is the 6 and one is 7 as for IST, and as for CST, it could be the 7:30 to 8:30, 8:30 to 9:30. As for EST, it could be 8:30 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10:30. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.